Hello, everybody. Welcome to our virtual tasting on Fridays. It's 4 o'clock Friday. We are here to taste some wine. Today, grab your bottle. Today, we are tasting the 2021 Petite Pearl. So find this in your cellar, and if you don't have it, you can get it here at the winery. We're open until 8 tonight, and you can also get it at your grocery store in town. Please let me know if you have any questions throughout this whole virtual tasting. I'm happy to answer, and now's your chance. All right, let's get right to it. Also, I should tell you a little bit about our winery. I'm Ann. I'm the winemaker here at Soldier Creek Winery in Fort Dodge, and we are in the middle of our winemaking season. We're pretty much done with blending, and fermentation happened last fall. So now we're working on blending and aging and finally bottling. So one of the things we're really big working on right now is emptying our tanks, getting them ready for harvest coming up this year, and that will start at the end of August. We're so far looking for another great year of work. Tammy and her crew are still out there shoot thinning. Actually, I think they finished today. Okay, she did great. It looks beautiful out there. But today we are tasting Petite Pearl. All right, Petite Pearl is a newer variety in the world of wine. It's a variety developed by the Minnesota breeder Tom Plocker. So this is a very Midwestern specific variety. It's a red, and it's similar to Pinot Noir. It's a lighter red, but it has a really low acid profile, which we really appreciate for our Iowa wines and our Iowa climate. We have here in our vineyard, we have not very much at all, but about a half an acre. But the Coopers over by Claire in the Claire Vineyard have over an acre. I want to say they have an acre and a half. So most of our Petite Pearl comes from them. We also purchased Petite Pearl from Honey Creek Winery down near Council Bluffs. So we have lots of Petite Pearl around the state, and I'm excited to taste it with you. So this is a red wine. We ferment this on the skins. And then after fermentation, we age it in barrels. So right now, our 2022 Petite Pearl is currently aging in all of the barrels. We have 8 barrels full of 2022 Petite Pearl, which is a good volume for us. For 2021, this ages for about 4 months or so. The barrels give it a really, it's a nice, like, toasty, vanilla, really soft, oaky aroma. Smooth. Okay, Petite Pearl, one of the things that makes Petite Pearl special, it's a super fruit-forward grape. We do ferment it in 2 different batches, and we do that because the yeasts that we choose to ferment with will affect the grape and fermentation completely differently, just depending on the strain of yeast that we use. So we separate it into 2 batches. And one of the yeasts that we use is typical for Pinot Noir style wines. So it really enhances smooth tannins and mouthfeel. It brings out really yummy, like ripe fruit aromas. But to keep interest, we add we ferment with a separate yeast in a different batch. And that yeast adds a lot of very fresh fruit forward notes. So when you're smelling this, after the oak, you might smell, like I get raspberry, super raspberry, currant, cranberry. This is just such a yummy fruit forward red. But it's, perfect this is a dry wine. So it's just very delicious and easy to drink and enjoy. I mentioned that there's good mouthfeel and good tannin on this too. That's very true. I would still call it low. It's Iowa low tannin and astringency. But that's kind of a good thing because we can enjoy it with food with no problem. It's not going to overpower your food. But you can still drink it while consuming food to add some nice texture to your meal. So, I mean, definitely pair this with steak, but also, I mean, it's just summer season. I'm super excited for all of the fun things coming up this summer. I'm definitely going to be enjoying this just out grilling. When my husband's making a hamburger on the grill, this is going to be my go-to red of the summer. I'm going to have that whole glass. I'm sorry. Megan asks, why do they call it petite? Oh, that's a good question. All right, so this is Petite Pearl. A lot of people think that it's they think it's going to be white, and then they say, "Oh, that's a red wine. I wasn't expecting that." It is a red grape. So the pearl doesn't mean white in this case, but it's just a cute little pearl of a grape. So the petite means small. And these grapes in particular in the vineyard are just a tiny little fist of a cluster, which is completely different from the other clusters that we typically have in our vineyard. Usually in our vineyard, a lot of our varieties are, they're really big grape clusters, and they have a couple of shoulders, and you can hold a whole bunch in your hand and go, oh yeah, that's a great, great cluster of grapes. But Petite Pearl is just a tiny little fist. And they're super fun out there. They're just, we've only had Petite Pearl in our vineyard for about 3 years. So we're just now coming into enjoying their entire growing season. Our Petite Pearl, these are the latest bloomers that we have. They are just blooming this week. Everything else, all of our other 9 varieties bloomed 3 weeks ago, and they finished up probably last week. But Petite Pearl is just starting. It's really pretty out there. They're really fuzzy flowers, and it's just really beautiful. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the Petite Pearl grape bunches. If there are any questions out there, hi Mary, thank you for joining us. I love that you love the Petite Pearl. And any comments that you have about it when you taste it, please let me know. Always looking for what other people think about the wine too. I did want to mention too that we have another Petite Pearl example, and this is called Primrose. Maybe you've seen our Primrose Rosé. We just released a brand new vintage of this last week. So this is our 2022 Primrose Rosé, and this is, oh my gosh, probably the best rosé that I think we've ever made here. It's super fresh, watermelon notes. It smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. This is going to be my go-to rosé for sure. But I wanted to mention it because it's rosé of Petite Pearl, and it says that on the back. So if you can't remember, it says that on the back here, dry rosé of Petite Pearl. So if you're looking for your summer rosé, the Primrose is the way to go. Primrose 2022. Also, if you haven't tried this yet, which you probably haven't since we just released it last week, come on out tomorrow because it is National Rosé Day, and we are giving free samples of all of our rosés that we have. So you can get a flight, but don't put rosé in your flight because you can have a tasting of the rosés for free on the side of your flight. So that's going to be Primrose for sure. Come on and taste that. And then we also have our dry bubbly rosé called Rosa, and we have our semi-sweet varietal rosé called Frontenac Gris, which we tasted in a previous virtual tasting. And then we also have our sweet blend rosé called Paragon Pink. All 4 of those we're offering free samples of tomorrow, June 10th, all day during our open hours, which is 1 to 6 p.m. For National Rosé Day. All right, so come on out, try your Petite Pearls, especially in the red version, and our rosé version. If you are looking for something to do tonight, okay, actually we're going to talk about our sangria first. That's perfect. Okay, your Petite Pearl. This is something that you can do with a bottle of Petite Pearl if you have one at home and you want to just try it in a different way. You can make a frozen sangria. It's super simple to do. Just a couple of oranges or clementines, it doesn't really matter. I really like to use clementines just because they're a little sweeter to me. I don't know if everybody thinks that, but that's what I think. Definitely mixed berries. So again, since this is a very raspberry forward wine, definitely use raspberries. But then you can put in any other mixed berries that you like strawberries or blueberries or whatever. And then 2 cups of Petite Pearl, which ends up being just over a half a bottle here, maybe 2/3 of a bottle. You can use rhubarb too. Dump in a little bit of honey, and then keep that sliced orange for garnish. So you can just blend it all together, and if you make sure that you freeze the clementines first, I'm just seeing that here. Freeze the clementines first and also the berries. Then it will make the entire blend like a frozen slushy, basically, like a smoothie, So make one of these at home. If you do it, please tag us. Let us know what you think about it. It's delicious, we think. All right, let me tell you about some of the things you can do coming up here. Especially tonight, if you're looking for something to do, we have the Chris Carr Band. We are outside. We have the door open. We have a bug catcher so that you don't have to be having bugs inside. But we have the Chris Carr Band here. They are playing all of the best stuff. If you have not heard them before, you need to come on out and listen to them. They're playing from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a big band. It's super fun. One of our favorites for sure. And then on on Sunday this week, Jared Benson. Thank you. Yes, Jared, there it is. Okay. Jared Benson is our first live music of the Sunday afternoon series for the summer. Jared will be playing from 3 to 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. So we're looking at great weather both Friday and Sunday, so please come on out and listen and support our musicians. We're thrilled to have such fabulous musicians close by. Please come on out and support them. And then keep your calendars marked for not tomorrow, but next Saturday the 17th is our Vine Bondertag. We will be hiking through the vineyard if you want. You don't have to hike through the vineyard, but it's our annual wine and food sampling and tasting. So come on out. And the special thing about Vine Bondertag this year, we'll always be tasting our new wines, and I have a couple new ones to share with you. So come on out to that. But we also have a new taster who will be coming with us, and that is Wildcat Distillery from Duncombe. So come on out and try their products. Wildcat Distillery, we are super excited to be on to have a partnership with them. So come on out, try their products. That's going to be Saturday, June 17th from 2 to 5 p.m. Haha. Okay. Mary asks, is Primrose sweeter than Petite Pearl Red? No, I don't think so. I would say that these are both dry. Thank you for the question, Mary. Both dry, a dry red and a dry rosé. Both delicious. Neither of them, sweetness is something that we'll make wine sweet if there tends to be a lot of acid, and that's just to balance it out, to make it so not super tart in your mouth. It's not just straight lemon juice. It's maybe more like lemonade. But both of these, since the Petite Pearl is such low acid, it is fine to stand alone on its own, and it doesn't need a lot of sweetness at all. So it's able to be finished completely dry, and we love that about it. It's perfect. I hope that helps, Mary. Please, I hope you've tried it, the Primrose, soon, and let us know what you think. Thank you, John and Liz. Good to see you guys, and hopefully we'll see you later tonight. All right. If anybody else is out there has any other questions, I will answer if I see them later. I'm happy to answer and thrilled to see them in the first place. Otherwise, enjoy your June and your Friday. Cheers.